Alright, so this is the Cortex electric boost controller. I've been trying to figure this out, and I think I got somewhere. So this is what you get when you download the Cortex. It's the config file that you create. So my car, for example, has 6 gears. This allows you to go through 8, but I'm just gonna use 1 through 6, and then I think the other 2 will be, if it's set at 0, I think it's defaulted. Yeah, right here it says if overboost limit is set to 0, then the failsafe feature will be disabled. So cool. So let's say in first gear I'd probably want, I'm going to set the car up for rolls. So first gear I probably want wastegate, because I wouldn't want to add too much boost in first gear. I'm already spinning, right? So and we're going to assume that the car has 6 psi springs, right? So overboost is pretty much when the car, I guess it's kind of like it sounds, when the car would reach a boost limit that you don't want it to reach, which could cause you to spin or, you know, have an issue with the boost controller, whatever, right? So this is like the max boost you wanted to hit. So first gear, I think that if I had 6 psi springs and I didn't want it to go any farther than that, I'm going to set the overboost at 7, let's say 7.5 pounds, right? Maybe I get good air one day and the spring pressure it gets a little bit above 6, right? But 7.5 first gear is good. Second gear, I think I'm going to try to do most of my rolls starting at 40, and I'm going to ramp into at least, let's say 9 pounds. So 9 pounds on 85 is probably like 700 wheel. I think I can hook in second gear from that. So I'll set the overboost at 10 pounds. Third gear, I'm gonna try to get to, my third hits 120 miles an hour. I think third should probably peak at 14 pounds. So let's go, let's do 15.5 pounds. Fourth gear is 1-to-1 for me. So I'm going to try to hit 16 pounds. So let's do 17 pounds. And I'm going to leave 5th and 6th overdrive, so I'm going to leave those empty. Right? So the strategy that I'm using is RPM. This is going to allow me to have 16 different points within the RPM band for each gear to manipulate the boost, is what I've sort of found. So my overboost is taken care of. Let's get done on that, and I'm not using any of these other features, so let's close the fail safes. I'm not doing the launch because this is more of like a rolls car that I'm trying to set up. Alright, so open loop is where you set your duty cycle. So I kind of created a chart to kind of help myself with this, and the chart that I have is here, right? So you have RPM on the top and you have boost, desired boost pressure on the bottom. So this is where you do your testing with your car, right? So let's say you're in, your tuner says, hey, give me a 6 psi watt hit from 35 to 7500, and you know that you have 6 pound springs in the car. You wouldn't want the duty cycle to be set anywhere, because anything below 6 psi has potential to hit based on the springs. So this is kind of where I believe that I got it right, but if you can just comment and let me know if I'm incorrect, that would be great, because I'm trying to learn this as I go. So let's say you don't change the duty cycle for 5 psi or 6 psi, but as soon as you want to hit 7 psi, which is over the spring rate, you have to start dialing in your boost controller for your duty cycles. So let's say you set the duty cycle to 10, and it makes 6.5 pounds of boost, but it's not at your desired. You have to kind of find and play with the duty cycle to figure out which desired boost you want. So let's say that you hit 15% duty cycle, boom, 7 pounds. I believe this 7 pounds, it's constant throughout the RPM band. I don't think it tapers, but I've seen some videos that don't really go into that. So if you could go, that's one of the questions that I have. But let's say that 15% duty cycle is 7 pounds. This would also be a 4-port controller. From what I've heard, is 4-port controllers are more sensitive than 3-ports. So as you manipulate the duty cycle, it can actually throw off boost a lot. So you wouldn't make very large changes, is what I've kind of gathered. So like a 0.5% duty cycle could change a pound of boost depending on where you're at. So let's use these let's use this table and try to come up with a configuration for the car. So I'm gonna put some notes down here. So first gear is waste gate. Second gear would be, let's say I wanted to hit, I don't know, 9 pounds of boost. Third gear, I want to ramp up to 14 pounds. 3 gear, 14 psi. And fourth gear, say I want to hit 16 pounds of boost. Right, so let's go back and so what you want to do is tune your open loop first. So first gear is going to be wastegate. I'm going to leave this alone because I don't want to add boost. And let's go to gear 2. So on Mustangs, what I've asked around and tried to figure out when the car starts actually making boost. So most people aren't at 1000 RPMs in third gear, and I've kind of been told that over 3500 RPMs is when things start to come alive, especially in turbocharged cars. Coyote Mustangs rev to 7500 RPM. So I believe that you leave everything before, let's say, 3000 on 0, because you wouldn't be doing a pull from second gear at 1000 RPM. But I'm not sure if I'm supposed to set this to like 80, for example, to get the car to spool before I start, before I start actually ramping. And I'm really unsure about this, so this is another question that I have. But let's say that I wanted to hit my desired 9 pounds of boost, right? So I don't want my initial hit to say boom 9 psi. I'm gonna start off at 6 psi springs, and I'm gonna be like, let's say I'm watt, right? My pedals all the way down. So I'd probably want to start at 6 pounds and go to like 7 pounds until 5000 RPMs. So let's say here, what is 7 pounds? So 7 pounds is 15% duty cycle, and it's all the way over. So let's say 3500, 5500, that's 15% duty cycle, and then let's go 8 pounds to here. 8 pounds is 15.8. And let's say I want to finish, and let's say I'm revving to, let's assume the car has like cams or whatever, and I'm revving 8500 RPMs, just let's do it for the sake of the video. And I wanted to finish off at 9 pounds, so 16.5. Right? So my desired boost pressure is wastegate, 15, 8, and 16.5. So that would be wastegate, 7 pounds, 8 pounds, and 9 pounds, right? So at red line before I shift, I would be at 9 psi. Third gear, let's say that I start at 3000 RPMs again, and my third gear, what's my target? Third gear would be 14 pounds. So let's say that I just hit my 2 to 3 shift, right? And I finished at 9 pounds. I'd probably want to keep that 9 pounds, 16.5. Probably want to keep that 9 pounds for a couple RPMs just so I don't, I'm assuming that I would spin if I just up the boost, I don't know. So 16.5, just double check that. And then let's say I want to ramp in all the way to 14 psi. So I gotta hit 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 all in one gear. So 17, 18, 18.6. Let's just 17, 18, 18.6. And 18.6 ends at 12 pounds. And I'm at the end of my RPM band, so let's skip 13 and 19.6 and 20.4. We can add that in. 19.6 and finish off 20.4. Okay, so we have second gear, third gear, and now we're going to fourth gear, right? In fourth gear, I really want fourth gear to be in that like 1,000 horsepower range. This is where I'm assuming that my car will be hooking. I won't have many traction issues in fourth. So fourth gear, 16 psi with twin turbos sounds about right from what I've seen on YouTube. So we just finished third gear in 14 psi, and we're only going to make 2 more pounds of boost in fourth. So 20.4, 20.4, 21.5, and lastly 16 pounds would be 1.5. I messed this up. This is 21. This is 21.5. Okay. So I'm ramping in as usual. I finished at 20.4 and I ended at 21.5. So I really went from 14 pounds to 16 pounds in this gear, like I said. Okay. Cool, so that's your open loop, right? 5th, 6th, or overdrive, I don't have gears 7 and 8. Chances are I won't be shifting into 5th because 4th gear for me hits like 180 something miles per hour. I don't think I'm going to be going that fast and shifting into 5th gear. So what you want to do is tune your open loop first, right? So let's say that you've already done your testing and you figured out based on your duty cycle table that these at these RPMs and your desired boost, all the duty cycles is dialed in, right? Then what you want to do is come over to your closed loop. I don't know much about spool, so I have to learn more about spool and gear changeover boost, but closed loop, right? So your closed loop is your desired boost. This is really like where people, I guess, mess up. So first gear I'm gonna leave empty because I really just want wastegate. Second gear, I'm commanding 15% duty cycle all the way up until 5,500 RPMs. So 3,500 to 5,500 RPM. So second gear, 3,500 to 5,500 RPM, and I'm asking for 7 pounds of boost. So that would be 7 psi. Notice that desired boost is closed loop and duty cycle is open loop. That was like another distinction that really helped me. I looked at this and it was kind of confusing at first, but I think I got it. And then so at the end of second gear I'm going to 15.8, and that would be 8 pounds of boost that I'm asking for, and then I finish at 9 pounds of boost. So I'm asking for 8 pounds of boost for 2, 8, and then finishing at 9 pounds of boost. Right, so what the closed loop is going to do is, let's say that you're asking the car for 7 pounds, right? And it's not, you have, let's say you have like strange weather conditions, or like the car has really good weather and it's making more boost than it should. It's actually going to dial your boost in and try to get you as close as possible to your desired PSI, rather than just using the 15% duty cycle, for example. This is really where you're fine-tuning things, right? So you have to really have this duty cycle table dialed in like this. So this, after you do all your testing on the street and you've got this dialed in, then you can go figure out your closed loop. So that's second gear. Let's go to gear 3. So I'm asking for 16.5 all the way till 4,000 RPMs, and that would be 9 pounds of boost. So gear 3, 9 psi, 3,000 to 4,500, 3,000 to 4,500. No, 3,000 to 4,000 RPMs. There we go. Boom. Okay, so I'm asking for 9. I really want 9 pounds of boost here, and then I want to go to 10 pounds from 4,500 RPM until 5,000 RPM. Gear 3, 10 pounds, and then I want 11 pounds from 5,500 to 6,000, and then £12 and 13 pounds. Oh, 12 pounds and 14 pounds. That's right. Let's just double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'm at 6,000 RPMs. 6,000 RPMs. I change for 2. So I want 12 pounds here. Uh-oh. There we go. 12 pounds there. And then 18.6 to 19.6. I think that's 13 pounds. 13, yeah. 13 and then 14. 13 pounds, 14 pounds, right? And then fourth gear, I started off at 14 pounds all the way until I hit 4,500 RPMs. So I'm asking for 14 PSI there. And then I want 15 PSI until I hit 6,500 RPMs. And I'm going to finish off at 16 pounds. Okay. And then, so we have your wastegate. I want 7 pounds, 8 pounds, 9 pounds, shift, 9, 10, 11, 12 pounds, 13, 14 pounds, 14, 15, and then 16 pounds. So there's your ramp in. So what I have a couple questions as far as using the boost by RPM, right? So this gives me 16 points where I can change my desired boost from 1,000 RPMs to 8,500 RPMs, for example. And I think that's good, but the question that I have is, let's say that you are doing like I don't know, 60 roll in third gear, and you actually spin and the RPMs jump up, is there a fail safe to say, hey, you spun and I don't want to go from 9 pounds of boost all the way to 12 pounds of boost while spinning and then make more horsepower and potentially crash the car? It's another question that I have. So that's pretty much what I got for the Cortex boost controller. So you dial in your duty cycle table, get that all worked out on the street. Start with like 15%, do a hit, 7 pounds, 15.8, do a hit, that's 8 pounds, and you're like, fuck, maybe I want to do 20.4, let me see, because that's not a big jump for me. And you say, oh shit, I did 14 pounds on 20.4, this controller is really sensitive, let me scale that back. So after you get this dialed in, and then you do your open loop, your closed loop, I have questions on the spooling, I have questions on the traction, questions what to do before this 1000, 2500 RPM range. So let me know what you guys think, and I think I got most of this worked out, but if you see anything that I should change or in my thinking, please let me know. Thanks.